Okay, so what should one do on a beautiful day when they have limited time? They should mess with the thing that they've been messing with for weeks. So I finally think I have a solution for the Hound fence. So I just took some 2x4s and some angle brackets that you can see there and made a frame. And then it just so happens that I have a hole saw, there's my finger again, that's the exact size necessary for the handles. Just got to tap them in a little bit, put some glue. So that's what I did. These are all glued in. I just have a couple of frames on there just to kind of hold everything in place. But this should work. Now, the advantage of this is I can get underneath there to get to the tie downs, which I couldn't before. Once this whole thing is sitting on the ground, you can't get to anything underneath it. So this will enable me to put some straps on the tie downs underneath this on both sides to hold it down, which should take care of the entire problem. And will kind of make it easier putting this away because they don't slide all over the place. So, you know, one of the first things I learned with this was you needed to have something to stack them onto to keep them from sliding. And I was using those, you know, those closet hangers. They're actually 1 1/4 inch dowels because I went out and ended up having to buy one. So it's a 1 1/4 inch dowel normally used for closets. And all I did was drill a hole. I mean, it doesn't, these don't need to have like tremendous force on them. You know, they're literally just to hold it in place. And once everything's there, the whole thing holds itself in place. And then I can just tie the whole thing down. So anyway, that's the theory right now. So I'll give you a quick update on a couple of other things here. I'm working on, okay. Despite, I've got the new pintle hitch, and the way I solved the problem of the chains is by putting these chain links on both sides. And now once it's hooked up, the chains reach and they can cross. So that's all good. Another thing I'm not sure about is these are supposed to be marker lights. I haven't noticed the marker lights going on, so I've got to look into that because I looked on some other YouTube videos and those are apparently marker lights. So I may have another bent pin or something. I'll figure that out. But I actually would like those marker lights at night. That'll be very, very useful for me to see the edges of the trailer when I'm driving. So another thing I thought of doing was I thought of replacing this jerry can holder with a double propane tank, which you see on the tongues of a lot of you know, campers and RVs. The problem I have with doing that is this. There's no way to turn, this is welded on, and I don't see any way to turn that crank. If I could turn the crank so it faced this way, then I'd have plenty of room to put the double propane. But as it is right now, this tongue jack is going to interfere unless I can figure out a way to turn it, which I can't do. So this tongue jack is specifically all in there, and then it's got the pin where you can, you know, flip it, you know, when you're driving, you can make it horizontal. But I don't see any way that I can turn this so that the handle's not in the way. So I have to think about whether there's a solution to that. If not, then I guess I just can't put the double propane on the front. I don't want to replace that whole tongue jack, which, I mean, it's working just fine. So, okay, that's the issue there. Okay, got a couple of turnbuckles. Don't know if you can, yeah, I guess you can kind of see them to hold this toolbox in place, one on each side. connected to the tie downs. So the toolbox, if I use, I'm going to use it for now, but let's see if I see, yeah, there's the other turnbuckle. So that was actually the easiest thing I've done. And then other than that, I'm going to need to tie down the generator, which is easy. I've got the tie downs to do it. Just need a strap over that. And then I'm going to replace this whole mess with my new frame. And here was the problem. So like, for example, here's a tie down. There's an extra hole we don't need there. So you can see the two tie downs on this side. I was able to get to them, but obviously couldn't get to the tie downs on this side. So with that frame, I can, get the strap underneath to hook it. So basically I can tie this whole thing down from the two tie downs on the floor with a ratchet strap, ratchet it nice and tight, and that thing ain't going nowhere. So that's gonna be the Hound fence solution. Anyway, more later. Okay, so far so good. The gate closes, and when it opens, this fits perfectly here. So the gate will close, and I have access to all three of the tie downs from underneath this, so I can just basically tie down the entire Hound fence to those deck tie downs. Much better method. Before I had the ratchet straps tied down. These, the tie downs on the side are for the canvas. They're not really, they're into the aluminum frame of this. I really did not want to tie down the Hound fence to those because I'm pretty sure I hit a bump and those are going to loosen and kind of rip out. So this enables me to actually use the trailer tie downs perfectly. All right, I'm going to stack them all up and see what this looks like, and then get it tied down. And that was pretty simple. I just used 2x4s I had hanging around. The only thing I had to go out, I had to go out and buy some more 1.5 wood dowels because I didn't have enough to make 4 equal posts, and that's what I wanted. So that's all I had to do. So it was a pretty cheap project. Looks like it's going to work from here, but the proof will be in the pudding. Let me stack these things up here and see if it works. Okay, I have a workable solution. So that worked, and not only that, but I actually have a perfect space on each side to fit my water jerry cans for now. Each of these is strapped down tight to the bottom. To the bottom straps, and then I've got one just kind of running across the top. So it is solid. I think that is at least my temporary solution for now for the Hound fence. So eventually I'll probably somehow mount this thing on the end to carry the fence, and I'll probably have to put some lights on it and everything. If I get, the HitchHiker Camper and I turn this into an actual camper, but for now I've got the truck tent. So all I really need this to do is haul our gear. So Hound fence is there, generator's there. I'm just going to ratchet strap that in, and I've got my fire ring / grill, and I can fit my propane tanks for now on either side, so I can carry 2. Now, before I do all the other stuff I was talking about, I do have a, the double propane tank holder for this, which I still haven't figured out. I want to see if there's a way I can switch this handle out for, somehow something that I could put the propane tanks in the front. I don't hate the jerry can holder. It's useful. I'm using it right now to hold a jerry can of gas for the generator. But I think if it was possible, I think I'd like to mount the propane tanks on the tongue. It would just be easier to swap them out. But I could, for now, at least temporarily, I could mount the propane tank holders. And I also have jerry can racks. Doesn't appear that I need them for the water cans. They fit in perfectly right here. I don't think they're going anywhere. If anything, I could just bungee strap them in. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It would take a pretty good bounce to bounce those out of there. But, I do have the wheel wells that I could use if I wanted to. But for now, this configuration works. I don't need going out camping for a day or two to bring anything else. So this is good. I might even be able to fit the mattress in there, but no matter. I've got plenty of room. So this all worked. So this looks like this is going to be the configuration for the Hound Patrol trailer. Planning on next weekend going out on our first combat mission to the LBJ National Grasslands to try this for real, away from our backyard. So that's the plan presently. Okay, another view here. So I put a ratchet strap on the generator. It also is holding in the propane ring. More than anything else, this is just to keep the cover on as I'm going down the road. The generator cover was a generic generator cover, so it doesn't fit this exactly. The other thing is a friend of mine said that I should take the toolbox out, that it takes up too much room, which is absolutely correct. And this toolbox is not going to be in here forever. It's just in here for now. Once I do my future plans, this toolbox is going to be out, and I'll have storage underneath the deck where the HitchHiker is mounted, and have the 50-gallon or so water tank underneath where this toolbox is. So this is just temporary, but it fits, it's secure. I can store a lot of the things in there that will be going in my underneath storage. So once I have the deck all set up eventually, I'm gonna have to replace these old school Army cargo things. I'm gonna replace them out for the ones I got at Atwood's that have handles, which makes it a little bit easier. So eventually there's going to be storage underneath the deck where the HitchHiker is going to be mounted, where I can store my mattress and my kitchen table, camp kitchen table, and ramp and everything like that will fit underneath there perfectly. So I do have a real long-term vision for this, but for now, absolutely perfect. All my stuff is packed and ready to go. So the trailer is 100% mission capable at this point. I don't know whether I'm 100% mission capable, but the trailer is. Hounds certainly are. So this will be our configuration for going out. I can still fit a few more things in here if I need to, but I don't really have anything else to fit, because the only things that are really left, once I hook this all up, nice sunny day today. The only things that are left are my my cargo totes, my cooler goes in the back seat. This is that 2 propane tank tongue mount thing that I have. I got another jerry can of fuel, which I probably don't even need to bring for this camping trip, but I thought my minimum loadout would be 2 cans of fuel and at least two cans of water. 10 gallons of water and 10 gallons of fuel is plenty for any camping trip, even if you get caught with something unexpected. So everything else fits in the back of the pickup truck with no problem. So we're good to go. Problem solved as far as how to carry stuff, at least for now. And this will probably be it for this video. So the next thing, oh, and I actually got my permanent plate. So I got to mount that on the back, which is another issue. I get to figure out how to do that, but that's the next thing I'm going to do is mount my license plate, and we are ready to go, my friends. Ready for a big adventure. Hound Patrol's all up inside, I think. Yeah, I don't see any of them. Guess the Hound Patrol's off duty. Come on, let's go. Boys. Oh. Hound Patrol. Getting ready for our big adventure. Moosey too lazy to make it out here. It's dereliction of duty. All right, boys.